Hey guys, so today I'm coming to you from my dining room. I will be in my design room shortly to show you how to make this piece right here. This is the project that we'll be working on. It's a plant hanger using leather, mason jars, and a piece of wood. It's a really easy DIY friendly project. With the holidays coming, it's nice to get your place a little more festive. And this is also a great gift if you want to gift to somebody for Christmas or whatever holiday you celebrate. But honestly, because we are using mason jars, you can put anything in these mason jars. I wanted to add something to my dining room, but you can make this for your office space, your bathroom, your kitchen, your living room, wherever. Now, I don't know if this is more for the women, but men, you can put your tools in here, okay? You can put your tools in here, your paint brushes, whatever it is that you do, you can put in these little jars. Hardware, pieces, I don't know. But before I ramble on anymore, let's go up to the design room and get started on this. For today's project, you will need a strip of wood. It's about an inch wide, 20.5 inches long, 5.5 in height. You can also go longer or shorter if you want. It's all preference. You will need a piece of veg tan leather. The leather that I have is the Herman Oak veg tan. I think it's a 3 to 4 ounce. However, for this, I would recommend a 5-6 ounce or even thicker, a thicker weight leather. It's because mine is of a thinner ounce. I'm gonna actually just double it up. This leather is actually way lighter when you first purchase it. So what I did was applied some Aussie leather conditioner on it. I let it sit outside so it could get a little darker for the look that I'm going for. And this is how it came out. Beautiful patina. You will also need some mason jars. For this particular project, I'll be using 3 mason jars. You can use as many or as less as you want, but also remember that you will have to either extend or shorten your piece of wood. And then lastly, you will need some sawtooth hooks for the back of your piece of wood. So let's get started. The first thing we want to do is cut out our leather strips. Because we are working with 3 mason jars, we'll need 3 strips of leather. However, like I said, I'm going to double my leather up, so I'll be cutting 6 strips of leather versus 3. Depending on the amount of mason jars you use for your project, you'll cut out as many as you need. I'm cutting these strips at about an inch wide, and this piece is about 11 inches long. So I'm gonna keep that length for the strips. So you want the strips to be about this long so they can go around the mason jar like this and hold everything in place. And that is perfect. The next few steps, I'm just sanding down the smooth edges of the leather so that I can glue them together. Then I'll apply some leather to cement to 3 of the pieces. And then I will add my top layer of leather to the other piece and let those dry. And of course, since I do not like raw edges, everything is now burnished. So I'm gonna go ahead and coat my edges, because if my guy is sitting like this, I want that edge to look finished. I don't care what project it is. These edges need to be finished. So let's do that. I'm just going to create a line on the edges just to give it a little style line. Nothing too major. So while our edge coat is drying, I'm gonna go ahead and stain this. The stain that I'm using is a white wiping stain. I like white because most of my decor is white or lighter, natural, earthy type of tones. And the reason why I'm going with a stain is so that I can still see the wood push through. So I'm just gonna give this a nice little clean wipe. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do this on all sides, let it dry, and then we can move on to applying our leather straps and our mason jars. Now that our stained wood has dried, I'm gonna go ahead and turn it around to the side that I didn't add any stain to and apply my sawtooth hangers so that it can hang on the wall. I'll use 2 because this might get a little heavy with the mason jars. Now we have both of our sawtooth hangers punched in. So we'll get our mason jars and our leather pieces and measure those out. So this is how our jars will be placed onto our leather piece. So for that, you want to make sure it's nice and snug so that when you put your jar inside, it doesn't fall. So this is a little tight. I'm going to do it a little bit tighter. Put a little marking here so I know exactly what measurement that is. And I'll do the same for the rest. The last thing we need to do, as you can see, I've already done 2 of them. 2 of the holders for the mason jars. The last thing we need to do is add our last one. That mark that we made to fit the mason jar, we're just going to align it to that mark and then place it down on our wood and nail it into place. So I have these, I don't even know what type of nails these are. They're these tiny little nails that I saved from some IKEA furniture. So that is what I'm using to nail everything into place. Now I'm using 1 nail, but I will go back through and add a second nail just to make sure it's secure and not able to twist. And that is our last leather strip. So now we can go ahead and fit our mason jar in place. It's very snug. You want to make sure of that. You also want to make sure that the nails that you use don't come out on the other side. So that will be our mason jar and leather hanger. So I'll show you what I'm going to put inside these next. So that does it for this quick home decor DIY project. Again, if you decide to make it as a gift, just leave it as is. For me, I'm gonna go ahead and throw some flowers in here for the time being. Leather is so universal, and honestly, you can create so many different things with just a couple strips, and this was a perfect quick make. Give it a try. Until the next time, I will catch you on the next one. Peace.